Do you remember when you were a little brat and your grandparents gave you some birthday or Christmas money? You were walking tall, thinking you're rich, had all these big plans on what you were going to buy when you got to the store, but the moment you walked in, you were overwhelmed with all the toys? That's me right now in Season of the Splicer. There are so many cool little builds we can make with all these new mods. So today, that's exactly what we're going to do. The focus of this one is a fun Warlock build that's perfect for the seasonal activity or anything else you just want to goof around in. And a weapon that everyone's forgotten about called the Ruinous Effigy. I had an idea for this build the moment I seen the artifact, but wanted to wait till everyone had a chance to level it up first. It's all about spamming grenades, fast supers, Warmind cells, and just having fun. So without wasting anyone's time, let's get into it already. Starting off with the subclass. We will be using Top Tree Void, or as most of us know it, Slova Bomb. The skill tree synergizes great with this build because the charged melee gives you grenade energy from Entropic Pull, the grenade can be overcharged to make it twice as lethal, it has Bloom, which causes enemies killed by Void abilities to explode, and the Nova Bomb itself shatters into smaller Nova Bombs, which will create more explosions. This is exactly what we want for this build. Moving over to the mods, this is going to be a 4 elemental well build and several artifact mod setup. And yeah, I know, some people are still on the fence about elemental wells. I hear it all the time, but give them a try. These mods are really good. The well mods are Explosive Wellmaker, Well of Life, Elemental Light, and Font of Wisdom. Explosive Wellmaker drops a solar elemental well when rapidly defeating enemies with explosive damage. This could be explosive rounds from your weapon or the detonation from a grenade, and the list goes on. Well of Life gives you a serious burst of healing for 10 seconds when you pick up a solar elemental well. Elemental Light drops an elemental well that matches your subclass when you defeat an enemy with your super. And Font of Wisdom jacks your intellect up regardless of how low it is for 30 seconds. The major artifact mods are Breach and Clear and Warmind's Decree. Come on, you knew Breach and Clear was going to be in this. I don't know why you wouldn't use this mod. Breach and Clear debuffs bosses, champions, or any enemy you break a shield on when using a grenade launcher. It does eat up 9 energy on your armor, but it is absolutely worth it. And Warmind's Decree has a chance to create a Warmind cell anytime you cause void splash damage. For the minor mods to help this build along, I used the artifact version of Ashes to Assets on the helmet twice for a lot of super energy since we'll be throwing a ton of grenades anyways. Bolstering detonation and fastball on the arms for class ability energy when you cause damage with a grenade and extra grenade throw distance. Melee damage resistance on the chest to reduce close range damage. And Innervation and Absolution on the legs to reduce grenade and all ability cooldowns every time you pick up an orb. Moving over to the exotics, for the weapon, we'll be using Ruinous Effigy. This is one of those exotics that's been put in everybody's vault and forgotten about. But with all the new mods we have available, I had to knock the dust off and see what we can make work. The intrinsic trait is Transmutation. Final blows with this weapon collapse victims into void transmutation spheres, and the trait is Evolution. You can pick up those transmutation spheres and wield them as a weapon, and when you do a heavy attack, it can create Warmind cells from Warmind's Decree. For the exotic armor, I went with Controverse Hold. The perk is Chaotic Exchanger. Resist incoming damage while charging your Void Grenade with Chaos Accelerant, Feed the Void, or Handheld Supernova. Charged Void Grenades return a random amount of grenade energy on hit. It seems like if you hit multiple enemies, you almost get a full grenade back, most of the time. If you don't have Controverse Holds, another good option is Nezarec Sin. Now for the weapons, the primary, it's your choice, but to take full advantage of this build, I would recommend something with explosive rounds on it for Explosive Wellmaker. Plus I just wanted an excuse to show off my Fatebringer in the video. And for the heavy, you're going to want a grenade launcher to activate Breach and Clear. I went with a Void one to help create Warmind cells from Warmind's Decree. Let's go over how everything flows together. It's pretty straightforward. Anytime you see a group of ads, you can either cook a grenade and throw it at them, or mow them down with a Ruinous Effigy. Dealer's choice. If you hit them with a grenade, you have a chance to spawn a Warmind cell from Warmind's Decree, and a Solar Elemental Well from Explosive Wellmaker. If it drops the Solar Elemental Well, pick it up to get some fast healing for 10 seconds along with a bump to your ability with the lowest energy. If it drops a Warmind cell, you know what to do with that. The same thing applies to the Ruinous Effigy. If you use the heavy slam attack, it will not create Warmind cells when blocking with the sphere thingy. In the background, when you're killing ads with grenades, you're getting a ton of super energy from Ashes to Assets along with ability energy from bolstering detonation, innervation, and absolution. The moment you get your super, nuke a bunch of ads with the Nova Bomb, which will drop more Warmind cells, the Elemental Wells from Explosive Wellmaker, and Font of Wisdom. Font of Wisdom gives you a 30-second buff to your intellect, which will put you on the path to another fast super. Don't forget, the more ads you're killing, especially with grenades during that 30 seconds, will bump your super bar up fast. If you come across a boss or a champion, hit it with that grenade launcher, which will proc Breach and Clear to debuff them. Cook a grenade and throw it at them will absolutely melt because of how powerful the grenades become. This build is extremely easy to put together because of how readily available the mods are, and doesn't require much effort or maxed out stats. But the biggest factor is how much fun I was having, and I hope it's the same for you. If you found this video helpful, a like would be greatly appreciated, but more importantly, just be a good person to one another. Have a fantastic day. Thank you!